Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video I will continue this short series updating all my crafting guides because the demand to do so has been pretty big. And in this one I thought we could do weaponsmithing, so let's just get into it. Weaponsmithing in New World is a very important skill. It allows crafters to craft weapons obviously, including great axes, long swords, round shields, rapiers, shields, and warhammers. But that's not all. It also allows them to craft sharpening stones that are important in both PvP and PvE environments. Before I begin with the leveling, I wanted to cover a couple of things that will make leveling much easier. This will of course apply to every stage of your training. This way I don't have to mention it every stage over and over throughout the video. First, town board requisitions. These are your best friend while leveling weaponsmithing. There was a time when they didn't really matter so much, but with the changes over the past few months they provide huge amounts of experience for your weaponsmithing trade skill, at a very low resource requirement. And as we know, weaponsmithing can be very resource intensive. The only reason you can't fully max a trade skill in this manner is because the limitations built into the system. Town boards take 30 minutes to refresh, and getting weaponsmithing requisitions are random of course, so you won't be able to level using town boards. However, don't skip them or forget them either. Doing only a few will save you thousands of resources in the end, so it is always recommended. Another new system I need to mention is the perfect salvage system. I won't get into that. I have made a guide on this system and provide a link in the description to do it. But the important thing to know here is that when training a trade skill, always craft in sessions, breaking the total for each tier into pieces, like 50 per session or whatever. This way you will always be able to utilize the potential scraps you receive from perfect salvages for free experience. And it is not an insignificant amount of experience either. I recommend checking out that guide. And finally, before entering into any large trade skill training endeavor, always spec 100 into focus. This will provide you with a 10% increase in materials returned during your salvaging, which as you may have guessed, will be a large part of what you will be doing. Getting as much from your salvaging as you can, as often as you can, will reduce the potential materials I'm about to list by up to 15%, or in some cases much more, which over the course of your training will save you hours and hours of farming or thousands of coin. Now that we've covered that, let's begin with the training. From 0 to 50, here you're going to be wanting to make 50 iron greatswords. To do this, you will require 550 iron ingots, 350 timber, and 100 coarse leather. Be sure, as always, to salvage these because you're looking at 50 to 200 in iron ingots returned in salvage, which will reduce your overall cost. From 50 to 100, here you will want to make 148 steel greatswords. To do this, you will need 1,776 steel ingots, 1,036 timber, 296 coarse leather, and of course once again, be sure to salvage. From 100 to 150, here you will be wanting to make 200 star metal greatswords. To do this, you will need 2,600 star metal, 1,400 timber, and 4,000 coarse leather. Again, do these in batches, because you're looking at 200 to 800 star metal ingots returned in salvage, so the more that you can use from salvage, the less you will need to farm. And from 150 to 200, here you will be making 326 orichalcum greatswords. For this, you will need 4,564 orichalcum ingots, 2,282 timber, and 652 coarse leather. Here, if it is cheaper on your server, you can substitute the orichalcum ingots with cinnabar or tolvium. In a lot of cases, this will be far cheaper, because when you salvage the swords, you will get orichalcum ingots back, and in a lot of cases, the orichalcum ingots sell for double the price of the tolvium and cinnabar. So you can craft a few swords, salvage them, sell the orichalcum ingots, buy more tolvium and cinnabar, and repeat, making the whole process cost a lot less and go by a lot quicker. So now that we are 200 weaponsmithing, what's next? Well, time to get to work. First, you're going to need your weaponsmith set. This is completely mandatory if you plan to craft 600 gear score weapons, and we probably wouldn't have leveled this expensive skill if we didn't plan to. So let's have a look at the gear and where we will be getting it. To farm the helm, you will want to kill High Priest Osaguera, found in the Great Cleave in Nihilo Visage. For the chest, you will want to farm Artifex Fatum. You can find this mob in Upper Harrow in the Shattered Mountain. For the gloves, Juna, found in Profane Prospect in Eden Grove. For the pants, you will want to farm Articulon the Unshackled. This guy has two potential spawn locations. First in the Great Cleave in the Mangled Heights. Second in the Great Cleave in the Nihilo Visage. For the boots, you will want to farm Sessa in the Serenity Sanctuary in Evanscale Reach. You will also need an earring with a +5 minimum weaponsmith crafted item quality. These have been changed slightly and drop far less in the world now. However, the orichalcum weaponsmith charm is very cheap on the market and can be used at your outfitting station to craft your own earring by adding it to your desired mod slot. This earring can be low level, any quality, none of this matters. You will only be wearing it to craft, and all that's important from it is the +5 weaponsmithing. Next up, trophies. You will of course want to have your 3x major weaponsmith trophies. These aren't quite as important as your armor set, as they do not increase your max potential roll on crafting. They do, however, increase your minimum roll, so you can craft 600 gear score items without them. However, they will decrease your roll range, giving you along with everything else the desired 595 to 600 potential roll, decreasing your chances at rolling purples and increasing your chances at rolling legendaries. And finally, the food. As a weaponsmith, when you craft, you're always going to want to have savory vegetable medley on hand, as these provide you with the needed +15 minimum gear score when you craft weapons. Well guys, I hope this updated guide helps those of you who have been posting on my old ones requesting it, and as things change, I will try to keep these up to date as possible. If you have any questions, please feel free to check my Discord. I or someone there will be available to help. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.